often absolutely amazed by how Christians can be economical with the truth when they're talking about the Bible. Now, actually, they're not lying necessarily. They may themselves believe what they're saying, even though it's obviously untrue. I've had an example, some feedback on my video about the death of Judas Iscariot. And it uses some tricks to convince us. The first thing it is, it makes a very strong opening statement. This is one of the easier discrepancies to resolve, writes this guy, his name's Joseph something. Okay, a very strong message. This is an easy discrepancy to resolve. So if a Christian's reading that, they'll think, oh, I don't have to worry about the problems that these two stories give us. And therefore they're open to just any solution that shows why the discrepancies are not real. Oh, first I better remind you of the discrepancies. The first story in Matthew's Gospel is all about remorse. Judas feels really bad that he's betrayed Jesus. He goes back to the temple, tries to give the money back, they refuse it, he throws it on the floor and storms off and hangs himself. And then the priests and so on buy a field with that money, which is called the Field of Blood. Okay, now in Acts the story is all about karma, because in this story Judas keeps the money and it's Judas who goes and buys the field. And while he's on the field, he falls headlong and his guts burst open and spill onto the ground, which is a bit strange, but okay, that's what the story is. And of course, you can see the karma there. He's betrayed Jesus and now he's died rather horribly. Okay, so that, and you can see the discrepancies there, the discrepancy on who bought the field and how Judas died. Okay, so what does Joseph say about it? These two accounts contain no contradiction. Oh, goodness me. And it actually gives more credibility to the gospel accounts. Yeah, okay, it's taken my breath away. I don't see how anybody can claim that. He then takes us through the stories that I've just told you. It then gives, oh, by the way, this is quite a long feedback. You know, this is a whole page I'm reading here. You know, that's a huge feedback on a YouTube video. And that's one of the tricks, of course. If you say lots and lots and lots of things, people think you're right, especially if you have nuggets of truth in there. And he has a whole paragraph now on what happens to the body after it dies, about ruptured cells becoming food for living bacteria and guts releasing toxins and all those nasty things, and bodies exploding. So it says, if in the case of Judas, if he was left hanging on a tree, especially out in the sun over the course of a few days, gases would have built up. It says in his pancreas, I don't think that's right, which would have eventually found their way out. Okay, I mean, all of that is true, of course, well, as far as I know. And so you're wrapping an overall untruth within lots of different truths. Worrying. And then, of course, what does he suggest? Well, he suggests either that the branch broke or the rope broke, Judas's body fell on the ground and then exploded. But can you see what he's doing? The first thing he's doing is adding to the Bible. That is not in either of the stories. In Acts, it doesn't say the rope broke and his body fell. It says he fell headlong. He fell headlong. He fell over. That's what it says clearly. So already is twisting the meaning of the Bible, and is also adding bits to the story to make there be no contradictions. But he's forgotten completely about who bought the field, either Judas or the religious authorities. He doesn't address that issue at all. I don't know. This is all very bizarre, I think. Remember, I've just finished what he said. Remember, I said this actually makes the Bible appear to be more credible. No, it doesn't. Notice how Acts expounds on the death of Judas here. It wasn't describing Judas's cause of death. Well, yes, it was. It says he fell headlong and his guts fell open. That's describing a cause of death. Oh, very bizarre. It worries me that people are not open to really looking at the Bible and really looking square on at the problems it presents us. You can't go around thinking that there are no discrepancies in the Bible. It is intellectually dishonest. And whether you're intellectually dishonest yourself or whether you're just deluded, I don't know. But either way round, it's not very good.
It ain't necessarily so. It ain't necessarily so. The things that you're liable to read in the Bible, it ain't necessarily